absolutely nothing changes. England were pitiful tonight, but we got out of jail because we have a series of dazzling footballers. Our manager nearly cost us the game, and our squad had to get us out of trouble. That is what happened tonight. Do not allow a 3-3 draw at home with a beleaguered Germany team, a Germany team that finished third in the group themselves. Do not allow that draw to change the truth. And the truth is that Gareth Southgate needs to leave this job today. I think people have gone insane. People have genuinely gone insane. What am I hearing? England are in buoyant mood. What a comeback we launched. Are you insane? Are you insane? Why were we in a position where we had to come back? Why are we playing with this ridiculous system? Why have we got 5 defenders on the pitch? Why is Harry Maguire on the pitch? Why is Victor Mori not on the pitch? Yes, there's a lot to take from the game, and we can acknowledge that some of our brilliant, mercurial talents did really well. There was some strength of character from our players. We were 2-0 down, then we were 3-2 up. Yes, Bukayo Saka looked excellent in his most natural position on the right. Jude Bellingham was truly outstanding, driving forward. And Harry Kane got his 51st goal for England. So yes, all of those things did happen, but they happened in spite of our manager. What we learned about our manager tonight is that he is incompetent. He is unable to master this team. He is unable to get this team playing well, and he simply relies on the individual brilliance, the dazzling goal scored by Mason Mount. Harry Kane will never miss in that circumstance. And Luke Shaw got us underway. We have talent, of course we do. But what we learnt tonight is that the talent is so strong, the talent is so deep, that wasting it on this coward in the dugout is completely wasteful. England were totally shot tonight. We were bereft of ideas, we were bereft of hope, and we were completely second best to this Germany team that are distinctly average themselves. This Germany team aren't in 5th gear. They finished below Hungary, by the way. So they're not in dazzling form themselves. Timo Werner's in their team, right? So let's remember that they are nowhere near as good as England on paper. Nowhere near. And yet, they were totally dictating the tempo of the game at Wembley Stadium. We were so poor. We were totally lacking in any creativity, any ideas, any nuance, any structure. There were shambolic decisions made from Gareth Southgate time and time again. Harry Maguire on the pitch, that big idiotic oath, just being done. Hook, line and sinker by Musiala. A simple step over in the box sends him wrong. Penalty given. Idiot. Then what do we see? Then, bang, gives the ball away again. At the epicentre of everything that goes wrong for England. And do you know what? That's no surprise, because that is what he does. He is at the very epicentre of everything that goes wrong for Manchester United, which is why he is nowhere near the Manchester United team. Every single time he plays for Manchester United get battered. I didn't say beaten. I said well and truly battered. If he's anywhere near that starting lineup, Manchester United gets slapped up. So guess what? He's nowhere near the starting lineup. He is the captain of the club, and he is nowhere near the starting lineup. He is now a bit part player who focuses on their secondary European competition, because they know that if they play him, it all immediately goes wrong. We know this. We know he's out of form. We know that when he plays, he's appalling, and we know that he's actually been dropped, and yet he starts. Trent Alexander-Arnold, on the other hand, yes, he's out of form. His team's slightly out of form as well. Doesn't get a look in. Inconsistent in principle. Inconsistent from Gareth Southgate. But he chose to play Harry Maguire again. How can you favour Harry Maguire over Fikayo Tomori? Fikayo Tomori in that team will revolutionise that back line. That back line, Dyer, Maguire, no recovery pace whatsoever. If you put Victor Mori in there, the entire defence can move 10 yards up the pitch, because Victor Mori isn't terrified of someone running in behind him that he has to protect himself on the edge of his own box. Fikayo Tomori, watching that tonight must think, what on earth have I got to do? Fikayo Tomori watching this England team play in his home stadium in front of his adoring fans against players that he has played against for a year and won the league, and he doesn't get a look in. Terrible decision with Alexander-Arnold. Terrible, embarrassing, in fact, decision with Harry Maguire. Terrible decision with Fik Tomori. Terrible decision with Ivan Toney. Terrible decision with Tammy Abraham. Terrible decision with Jared Bowen. Terrible decision with James Ward-Prowse. Terrible decision with James Maddison. How many can we list before we understand that this man is not right for the job? This isn't personal, but he isn't cut out to manage this crop of incredibly talented footballers. We are an elite football team. We are truly brilliant, and we are wasting it on a man who is a loser. When I say loser, I don't mean it in the playground insult of the way. I mean in the very definition of the word. Consult your OED. He's a man who loses. Captains Villa to an FA Cup final against Chelsea, the last one at Wembley, loses. Relegates England. Relegates England. That is a new low for English football. Do you know what? I went to Brazil under Hodgson, and England were out of the World Cup. I booked my trip for 3.5 weeks. England were out after the second game. We didn't even have to bother playing our third game. That is how poor we were. We were out. Luis Suarez dumped us out in Sao Paulo, that by the time we went to Belo Horizonte to play Costa Rica, we were already out. I thought that was a new low for English football. Roy Hodgson went, hold tight, hold my beer, I can go worse. We then got slapped up. I was there on a Monday night in Nice in 2016 when we were done by Iceland. This is worse than all of that combined. Because this team are so good and we have been relegated. This England team have been relegated. Do you remember when Harry Maguire scored against Albania and he cancelled out the haters as if he's Kim Kardashian with haters? His words the other day, look at that shambolic performance from him. And I just truly do not understand it. When you think about what England have at our disposal, you know, we have one of the best, the best playmaking fullback in the world. And we leave him on the bench when England are losing in Milan, desperate for creativity. Our creative catalyst sitting on the bench doesn't get a look in. And don't get it twisted tonight. Southgate did not get England out of jail. He put on talented footballers, but everyone on the squad is talented. That's why we can't waste this squad on him. And remember, we've only drawn to a poxy Germany team as well. This is not a good Germany team. Southgate got out of jail because of the brilliance in this squad. But that is why he shouldn't be anywhere near it. Mount, Rice, Saka, Bellingham. Phenomenal. And England had a brilliant 12 minutes. 3 goals in 12 minutes. We utterly changed the mood around everything. But you've got to be cleverer than that. You've got to remember that 12 minutes does not change everything. I'm sure that, look, I'm happy with the result. And I certainly would have taken the result when Kai Havertz whistled that Germany's second goal into the top left corner. But it's pathetic. And Gareth Southgate needs to leave England now. That's how I feel about it. I really do. For England to have any chance, don't be fooled. Remember, England have been relegated. England are now on our worst run. This is the longest we've gone without a competitive win since 1958. Come on. This is unacceptable and it needs to change now. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope that you've enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. In a bit.